Tips are available.
It's kind of impacted over here.
Yeah.
I have.
It smells waxy in here.
We dialed up the Bob Marley Get Up, Stand Up because there's an organization, a new group in town called Rise Up. Actually, I thought this was on the album Uprising, but I was wrong. And we have Sandy Pricer on the line with us right now, who's the executive director of the Rise Up Cooperative. And Ms. Pricer, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It is our pleasure. And if you would, I will shut up here for a second. You just take the mic, the phone, and just kind of rant for a little bit and tell us exactly what Rise Up is.
I would absolutely love to. Thank you for the opportunity. So we started, my husband and I, it's the we, my husband and I started Rise Up Cooperative in September of 2020. And crazy enough to start in the middle of a pandemic, right? But it's been a true blessing because we've been able to reach teens across the country because of the virtual technology of today.
Sure.
So that's been amazing. But we bring life and leadership skills to these teens and at-risk youth. Things like budgeting and finance. And, I mean, you think of a life and leadership skill, we can offer it. And my background is in social services. So I've been in the field and I've worked with these kids. And then my husband and I, we have 6 kids. 3 of them were adopted from foster care. And through that experience, just realizing how much they miss or they lack because of bouncing from home to home, from not having that stability, from changing schools over the course of their young lives, there's so many gaps that end up happening.
Sure.
And a lot of our local agencies definitely try to fill those gaps and try to teach them. However, they're busy and burn out and have other things to do, right? So
not their top priority, possibly.
Right, exactly. Like their health and their safety probably is the top, right?
Yes, yes. Now, I just want to kind of just get a definition in.
Yeah.
It's one of those amorphous terms, and everybody, I guess, has their own picture in their head, and they think that, their own thing, but they've individualized. But at-risk youth, I noticed that the focus was on foster children. Clearly, that's close to your heart. But at-risk youth, how do you describe at-risk youth? Is that just a financial thing, or is there a different categorization?
I personally feel that at-risk youth could be any combination of, yes, potentially a financial thing, their economic level in life, but also children that are in a troubled situation, maybe an abusive situation, maybe living with other people because of situations in their life, and maybe it's not a stable home. It could be a wide variety, really, of things that can define at risk. Really, just not. You think of a typical average definition of a loving home of maybe a 2-person parent figure, and think of the opposite.
Sitcom
in my
home.
Mind,
yeah,
at risk.
I was going to say a 70s
nuclear
sitcom,
family,
nuclear family home. Yeah, we know they exist. They're not always funny as they are on TV. They're funny in different ways. But most families are a little bit mixed up. But essentially, no kid is turned away, though. I mean, if as far as I can tell from the brief description I've got, I mean, regular adolescents and teenagers who have a happy home life could still come down and check in with you guys to get some of the the classes you're teaching, and possibly maybe even to lend a hand.
Yes, absolutely. 4 of my 6 children actually are teenagers right now, and
oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Let's all say a prayer for Ms. Pricer for just a little bit here. Yes, go ahead, please. I've been through mine.
So I have. I would like to think my kids are normal and in a loving home. I think that they are. So they also participate in these workshops, and we aren't in person yet because of COVID. We are completely virtual. However, later this year, hopefully by end of summer, we're hoping to be in person, and then, all teams can come to us in person or virtual. We will continue virtual because our reach is so much further virtually.
How can parents and kids find out about you?
Actually,
Jen, are you going to the schools?
Who's feeding you? Who feeds your organization?
How do the kids find out about you?
Well, we have social platforms that we're on, Facebook, Instagram. We have a website. I've also reached out to a lot of our local agencies like Girls Inc. and Big Brothers Big Sisters, Chambliss, Omnivision. And they're helping me spread the word.
Nice.
And now, so there's got to be a reason we are talking about this right now. What makes this timely?
Because we're new and we're trying to get the word out.
That works. Yeah. That works. I mean, this is just no. I'm saying I didn't know if there was going to be an event or if this was just a getting to know you, conversation, because y'all are just needing to get to know people. Getting to know you, know everything about you.
No,
I can do it. I can go there. Don't make me go Music Man.
So I've got your website posted to our Facebook page, so people can go there and click through to you and find out all about you.
And
Thank you so much.
I want to tell you this too. We'll be out of time here. Just a second. It's amazing how fast radio time goes. My oldest son is 33. Lives out in Colorado, and he has started doing a podcast. And his voice is much better than mine. It is.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
It's impressive.
It is impressive.
But his very first podcast, he was talking about how sucky that part of his upbringing was, and that meant me and the schools, mostly society and the schools. But I mean, about things like life skills, like you're talking about.
Yes.
I mean, checkbooks, banking.
Insurance.
I have made the same complaint about my school. Never taught me any of that stuff.
Right.
He was decrying the fact that just simple life skills were never taught him, and he went to McCollum for 3 years. I mean, so it's not even the quality of the school. It just there are certain segments of life that it just kind of falls in between the cracks. Whose duty is it? Well, you can always say it's the parents, but sometimes they don't have really any skills in that area either,
Right. And even if they do, sometimes it's just something you don't think about. You feel like, oh, well, maybe you're getting it at school, or you're watching and learning while I do this, right? But sometimes we don't. I went to Notre Dame High School, and I didn't learn some of these things in school either. And it doesn't say anything about the school. Just you don't know what you don't know till you learn it, right?
That's true.
That's kind of what we're trying to bring in and teach these kids things that can help give them a foot up and have a better tomorrow. Just more tools in their toolbox.
Well, Rise Up is the organization. Rise Up is a cooperative. And how do people? We got a link here, but just tell everybody very quickly, about 20 seconds. How do they get in touch with you?
They can email us at office@riseupcooperative.org. Or call me at 423-708-5447.
Give that number one more time.
Yeah, 423-708-5447.
And again, Jen has all that up and running already, and we've got it right here. And when we get back to the next normal, come on in and spend some time in the studio with us, okay?
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sandy.
Wonderful to hear from you, and good for you, and good luck to you and your husband and everybody involved. Sounds like a good group. Yeah, my son sounded like me complaining about the things that I didn't learn as a kid. And I'm thinking, well, that's mostly my fault, I guess, but I didn't learn them either.
Well, my wife and myself had this exact same conversation probably the other day about how I wish I would learn how to balance a checkbook in school, do my taxes, the stuff that now that I really need.
There were no shops or X, home X or metal shops or wood shops or car shops.
We had all that.
We just didn't have that. We were already on the single track. Everybody's got to go to college.
Yeah, thanks, standardized testing.
I hate that stuff.
Almighty God is a living man. You can fool some people.
3, 2, 1.
Chatter, Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM's news now.